What we are doing is to train young people to become entrepreneurs, particularly in the area of agriculture. So what we have done in the last couple of months is to begin to use the Central Bank's Anchor Borrowers program, which was launched last year by the federal government in Kebbi. So what the Anchor Borrowers program entails is that outgrowers, who are the agripreneurs, will access funds from the CBN to crop any value chain that is prevalent in a particular state. But the condition to do that is that there must be an anchor company ready to take whatever the producer produces. So you can see right from the farm, there is an anchor company that will take over the production, meaning that the producer will not have any issues with post-harvest loss at all. So say for instance, you grow tomato in an area in Aba, there will be an anchor company that has a mill around there to take that product, immediately after. Before this started, maybe I'll tell the story that I tell everywhere. My friend Anton Wagner of ShopRite, the country director for ShopRite, was not going to do what he's doing now in Nigeria, because yes, the ports seized his cargo, and before they released them, they were off shelf life. So he was to pack up and go. Until one of our friends, to John Adeleke, took him around the country, and they found that almost everything that he was putting on shelf were produced in this country, in an area called Nasarawa Plateau Belt. You have the potatoes, the tomatoes, apples, and all. So what he did now was to give the farmers the quality that he wanted on shelf, and they produced it for him. He no longer imports all those things anymore. So the Central Bank of Nigeria has expanded that now to make sure that, and there's an off-taker who would be willing and ready and available to take the produces, as output of these farmers, and mill them into processed commodities before export. The farmers, the way they are now, they find it very difficult to participate in the program, because first and foremost, the CBN has given the mandate that anybody who is involved in the Anchor Borrowers program must institute some training program for these farmers, some extension education for them. They have to know which varieties of seeds that must be planted. They have to know what amount of maintenance that is required for the seeds, by planting through harvesting, and at what time they need to also become businessmen. This means that they have to open up a bank account. They have to know that if they sign an MOU with an anchor company, to supply 1 ton of tomato by the end of every month, they should follow that mandate. Also, there is a caveat in the program that says that there be no side selling. So what it means is that everything the farmer produces based on the MOU must be given to the anchor company, and the anchor company does not have the right at any time to raise prices. The price at which the farmer signed the MOU is the price at which he must sell to the anchor company at production time.